We just got two Singers in. We're gonna go through what makes a Singer so special compared to all the other guys that have hot-rodded Porsches over the years. We're also gonna talk about why the Classic might truly become a classic and end up being even more valuable than some of the cars they're producing today. Stick around, watch the entire video, and I'll give you my opinion on why the Classic might end up being a really cool car 10, 15 years down the road. You know, Singer likes to say that they reimagined the 911 air-cooled Porsche. They come up with what they call a commission, and they name every commission. It's very good marketing, but it's also a really good way of getting the guy that's paying the bills to get really involved in it. It's not just, hey, we'll build you a car and you're gonna take what we give you. They're very collaborative with the new owners. And you can tell with the different commissions here, both are classics. And let me explain first what the Classic is. It was what Singer started out with their brand before they had a DLS, before they had the turbo and now the cab. It was their original interpretation of what a really cool 911, 964 air-cooled Porsche should be. They came up with some really nice body mods. They came up with obviously all of the carbon fiber, the roofs, the quarter panels, the fenders, the hood, the deck lid, the bumpers are all carbon fiber. They're bonded to the original steel tub. The only thing really left as far as body panels go are the steel doors from the original car. So then they go through the car, they strip it, and then they ask the customer, what are you looking for? Well, the original 3.6 liter motor obviously wasn't going to be enough performance. They offered a 3.8 and then a 4 liter, the Ed Pink engine, and that made about 390 horsepower, which was really a significant amount of horsepower, especially in light of how much weight they were able to remove. These cars weigh in around 2,700 pounds. They're almost 500 pounds lighter than the original car. So between the increased performance of the motor, the gearbox, the suspension and the brakes, and the super lightweight body, they have a package that is almost unbeatable. As far as looks goes, I think they just nailed it. You know, the flares are really nice front and rear. The wheels sit in there really nice. It's got a great stance from the back with the way the pipes come out. They've taken certain things from, you know, different versions of cars. You know, they have the cowl with the wipers. I think it's the nicest wiper, comes from a 993. Then again, they've taken, you know, some of the cues from some of the earlier cars and some of the later cars and melded them together, and they've got a really nice looking body. The other thing I think they're really known for, and it just is really spectacular, is their nickel. They call it a milky nickel, and it just sets off the car. You know, the chrome plating would be just too much, and they've really been able to tie that in everywhere. So a lot of the carbon fiber or the composite, like the mirrors, are actually composite and carbon fiber, and they've got a guy that can nickel plate them, and they look just beautiful. The Classics are all 964s from basically 89 to 94. So you buy a donor car, or they find you a donor car, and then they build the Porsche of your dreams. So this one is called the Michigan Commission, and that's the Foothill Commission. This was the first one. It has the Ed Pink 4 liter, but it doesn't have as many options as this car here. This one's got a beautiful color, the Michigan blue. And when you look at the quality, this is what I find fascinating. We've owned a couple of Singers, think they're a great car. They perform wonderfully. But the workmanship is really, really top shelf. Obviously, they're bonding all the carbon fiber panels to the steel tub, but the fit and finish and all the gapping is exceptional. You know, the way the bumpers fit in is exceptional. All of the trim around the windows and that, they're perfectly lined up. The door gaps are perfect on the cars. You know, the gap on the hood is perfect. All the glass sits in properly. Nothing is sticking out. Fit and finish is exceptional. A regular 911 engine bay is nothing really exciting. It just doesn't have the same appeal as a 289 with a set of Webers or a 427 tri-power or, you know, a Ferrari with 6 carburetors. On this Michigan Commission, they did these velocity stacks. They weren't a cheap option, but man, does it ever look good. Obviously, it's fuel injection. Kinsler does all of the fuel injection for these guys, but they have that engine compartment. It's all smoothed out, finished nicely. It's just beautifully detailed, like every inch of it is massaged. It's done the way, you know, somebody would do a Riddler car or a Pebble Beach car. The quality is super, super exceptional. This was the customer's second Singer that he ordered, and I think he took inspiration from Dickinson's Brown Bomber and the Hollywood Commission. He really liked that color. This is a Bahama yellow color that he kind of custom ordered in between those two, or the way it appeared to him. The other nice thing about it is, colors aside, is again, you open the back with the engine. The engine we've shown you is really impressive. The front is just as impressive. Obviously, that center cap fueling system, the carbon fiber hood is really neat. They've got all of that milky nickel everywhere here. And then you look in the front here, and again, like in the engine bay, they've smoothed out all the edges. Everything is done in this nickel. They've got this material here that it just looks spectacular. The underneath is all smoothed out. The fuel cap, you know, it weighs a ton. It's a billet piece that's been machined that is just beautiful. And then underneath that, you have a full FIA legal fuel cell. So not only is it really cool looking, but it's super safe as well. Of course, every great car needs its own luggage, and Singer's no exception. They build you a really cool piece of luggage for the car. And again, all of the fit and finish underneath here, spectacular. Now the interior, that's a whole nother story again. The interiors of these cars are just, again, like the rest of the car, a work of art. They've done it in such a tasteful way. It still feels like a 911, but everything is custom. It's interesting, every one of these cars gets their commission book basically, and you can see, you know, the colors that it came with. You can see all the options that it came with. And a car like this, I mean, this thing is fully loaded. Your base car, you know, starts at 550 grand, and all of a sudden you're at $1 million by the time you're done. You know, you have a $95,000 4-liter engine. And that's when this car was ordered like this. You have, you know, $16,000 for the velocity stacks. You have $34,000 for a 6-speed. You have a set of Öhlins that are adjustable. They're $14,000. Carbon ceramic brakes are $24,000. The bespoke weave on this car here is $21,000. Carbon fiber buckets, that's another $13,000 on the car. The jacuzzi tunneling, all of this stuff that's painted, that's another $10,000. It doesn't take long before it adds up to pretty close to $1 million to do one of these cars. Even though it's a modern, reimagined 911 air-cooled Porsche, done to an exceptional level, why would it go up in value? Well, I'll tell you why, is they've created a magnificent brand, and they've said, that's it, we're done taking orders, we're done doing the classics. And to me, the classic was the car that put them on the map. It allowed them to do the DLS, you know, which is $3 million plus. It allowed them to do the turbo. It allowed them to do all the other cars and build, really, this is the car they built their brand off, and they're saying, we're not gonna build anymore, which I think is great. And it also allows the guys of these cars, when they're limited, to be able to sell them again. And they've done a really good job in the aftermarket. The cars are holding their values, if not increasing in value. People are enjoying them. And I think in today's world with instant gratification, there's a bunch of guys that say, hey, I really like a Singer Porsche. I don't want to wait 2 years. I don't want to buy a $3 million one. I want to go cruising in the canyons in something that's really cool, and I want it today. And that's what's happening with some of these cars and why they're holding their value. It's instant gratification. And I'll tell you, for one of these, it's worth it.